So how do you talk about what might happen in Japanese? Today, we're going to unlock one single really powerful phrase that's going to let you express uncertainty just like a native speaker. Honestly, it's one of the most useful tools you can add to your Japanese toolkit.
I mean, just think about how often you use words like maybe or might in a single day. It might rain later, or he might be late for the meeting. We're constantly talking about possibilities, right? Well, Japanese has the perfect expression for this exact situation.
So what is this key expression? Let's not waste any time. We're going to dive right in and look at the phrase you'll soon be hearing and hopefully using all the time.
Okay, here it is, kamoshiremasen, pronounced kamoshiremasen. This is your go-to phrase for maybe, might, or it could be. You pretty much just tack it onto the end of a sentence when you're talking about something you aren't 100% sure about. It's really the essential phrase for possibility in Japanese.
But here's where things get kind of interesting. Using this phrase isn't just about saying maybe. It's about showing your level of confidence. You see, in Japanese, the way you talk about possibility says a lot about how certain you actually are. Let's compare it to another phrase you've probably heard, deshou or deshou. You'd use deshou when you're pretty confident something is going to happen. It's much closer to saying probably. But kamoshiremasen, that's what you grab when it's more of a guess. It's the perfect choice for signaling a lower level of certainty. Okay, so we know what it means and we know when to use it. So how do we actually build sentences with it? Well, I've got great news for you. The grammar formula here is incredibly simple.
The structure is wonderfully easy. You just take the plain form of a verb or an I-adjective, the dictionary form, and stick kamoshiremasen right on the end. For nouns and na-adjectives, you add it directly to the word. The best part? No complicated conjugations to memorize. It's a relief, right? And here's a super important tip, because this one trips up a lot of learners. When you're using a noun or a na-adjective, your first instinct might be to add this before it, because you're used to doing that. But with kamoshiremasen, you absolutely do not. You just connect it directly. That's a key rule you really got to remember. Theory is one thing, but seeing it work in the wild is what really makes it click. So let's check out how this all comes together in some real, everyday sentences.
Here's our first example, and it's with a verb. Furu is the plain form of the verb to fall, like when rain is falling. We just attach kamoshiremasen right after it to get it might rain tomorrow. See? Simple. You're just not totally sure what the weather's going to do.
Now let's try an I-adjective. Isogashi means busy. It's already in its plain form, so we just add kamoshiremasen to it. My mother might be busy now. You're just taking a guess based on what you know about her, but you don't know for sure.
And finally, a na-adjective. Shizuka means quiet. Now look closely. There's no na, and more importantly, there's no des. It's just the adjective stem, plus kamoshiremasen. That room might be quiet. It's the perfect way to speculate about a room you haven't gone into yet.
Of course, like pretty much everything in Japanese, this phrase can change depending on how formal you need to be. The version we've been using so far, kamoshiremasen, is the standard polite form. But now let's see how you can switch it up for more casual chats.
So the formal, always safe version is kamoshiremasen. When you're with friends, though, you'll hear and use the more casual kamoshirenai. And in really quick, relaxed conversation, it often gets shortened all the way down to just kamo. Being able to switch between these three is a huge step towards sounding way more natural.
So now it's your turn to try it out. Think about this weekend. What might you do? Try to form a sentence in your head right now using kamoshiremasen. Because now you don't just know a new grammar rule, you've unlocked a whole new way to talk about the world of possibilities in Japanese.